Today I'll be surviving 100 days in two-sided civilization SMP. This is an SMP that you guys can join on the second version if I one day actually decide to open it, so be sure to join the Discord server, link in the description, to enter the second version of this 100 days. This 100 days video will actually have a bunch of sequels because I won't be able to finish everything in only 100 days in Minecraft because we need to wait 20 days until the actual war on the SMP. There are two teams in this war. Both are divided with a bedrock wall in the middle that they cannot cross until the last 20 days, which is gonna be the war day. The entire world is not randomly generated and is a custom map, which means there's only one end portal, which is actually on blue side, not on our side. So sadly, I won't be able to show you guys beating the Ender Dragon until the war because it's literally impossible. So on with the video. So on the first day, everything was going well. I got some stone tools, used those stone tools to mine down and got some iron. And I started digging down, and I got some iron, used the iron to craft a iron sword and an iron pickaxe. And I started looking for diamonds, but turns out there's a mine shaft down here, which is actually really great. But then turns out there's actually a spider spawner here, and it summoned a shit ton of spiders here, and I did not really like that and I died. After this, I decided to take a break from mining for a while and go to a forest to get some dark oak. I used the dark oak to make a base on top of a mountain. This was a huge snowy mountain, and it was actually pretty hard to climb up because there was a lot of blocks, and it was pretty hard to decide where to build our base exactly. But then in the end, we just decided to do it in a random flatland that was generated on top of the mountain. After joining back the next day, the first thing I saw on the ground was a baby zombie. They are very annoying, and I only had 2 hearts left, so I thought I was dead there. So I started running, and then I found the jungle temple. Turns out the jungle temple was the most useless thing ever because there was literally nothing in there. Just kidding, there was stuff in there, but I did not really know it back then. So I did not really grab anything from the jungle temple and just left. After creating a weird looking hole on the ground in our mountain with my teammate for a base. I don't know what that was really supposed to be for, but I guess it's a base, so yeah. Then I realized that there was a huge problem on the server, and that problem was that there were no animals that we could eat. So I gave everyone 20 spawn eggs for cows. Yes, that is cheating, but that also isn't because there was supposed to be cows in the first place, but there wasn't. Then after killing some of the cows, using their leather, I crafted some Yeezys, and I pretty much never took it off until the end game, so that was pretty dumb. And then I started exploring the map, and then I found a hot air balloon. These are randomly generated everywhere, so that's pretty interesting, but they have no loot in it, which means they're pretty much useless. After traveling around 600 blocks outwards from our base, I found a village. And the village was full of a lot of villagers with weird language names. Some of them were Korean, Japanese, English, Spanish, all of it. I did not ever trade with them because none of them actually had good trades. And then I found a huge cave. This cave was actually big. It had pretty much every ore you could possibly think of. Big veins too. I found a lot of diamonds here, so I actually took all of them. I took like enough to craft an entire set of diamond armor, which was awesome from just one cave. The only downside to the cave was that there was a lot of mobs spawning here, and yet there are no friendly mobs. Like, there are no iron golems, cows, pigs, sheeps. There are none of them in the world. I found more diamonds after more diamonds. This was actually a great cave for diamond hunting since it was literally just scattered everywhere. But of course, I was looking for those diamonds while like 20 mobs were just trying to kill me. I came back to our base that we dug on the mountain, and then I crafted a full set of diamond armor, a diamond sword, and a diamond pickaxe. And I decided to just save keep the last few diamonds that I had left just in case I needed them in the future, kind of like for an enchanting table, a shovel, or a hoe. Using the rest of the diamonds that I had left from crafting all of my stuff, I crafted a diamond axe, took that axe to the jungle, and got a lot of wood. I came back with all of the wood that I got from tree hunting. I guess that's what I'm gonna call it from now on. I came back with all the wood and started building my base. The base that I imagined was huge, was a castle, medieval themed, but I guess that's not really gonna work out for now. But currently I'm planning to build a castle, so I'm just gonna dig out all the snow in the area. And using the space that I got from digging out all the snow, I would start building paths so I can actually start working on my first house. It was very annoying to build the base because I had to dig out all the snow, and snowballs are actually very hard to work with because they only stack up till 16. Which means by the end of me digging, I would pretty much have a full inventory of snow and I did not have anything to do with it. But ignoring that annoying part of building, I actually placed 4 saplings of my favorite wood in my base so I can actually not leave my base every time I needed wood and just get wood in my base. But it turns out it takes a long time for a tree to grow, so it actually wouldn't grow until the 10th day. I really don't know why it took that long, but it did. I built my house out of jungle planks. I don't remember why I did that. It looks very ugly, but I did for some reason. My idea with this house was to make it look modern, but in the end it kinda just looked like a random survival house that some kid built. But still, I put some effort in it, so I guess I'm proud of it. But the thing is, I'm currently trying to build a huge castle here, not a random survival house. Getting glass was a very long process because there were no sand near me, so I had to go all the way to the beach to grab a lot of sand, came back, and I discovered that I had no coal. So then I went coal mining, came back, and actually finally started smelting iron, and I was already on the 8th day. For the rest of day 8, I just decided to build a random staircase on the mountain. I did not really know why I did this, but it looked good, so why not? This took me a long time. Like I said, snow is the most annoying thing in this entire server. Snow does not even stack up to 64. Minecraft, you should fix that. While working on the staircase, whatever I'm gonna call it, I was also working on the second floor of my house. I decided to plant the saplings on top of the house instead of under, obviously because under wouldn't really work physically. The house is turning out great, I guess, except for the part where I used jungle wood, and digging a lot of snow is very hard. I also decided to build a farm, so I needed an infinite water source in my base. So I just went out, got 2 buckets of water, came back and placed it into my infinity whatever pool that thing is called. But I realized there was a problem. Since this is a cold biome, it would turn into ice whenever I placed water. But then someone told me to place a slab inside of the water, and turns out it works. And even the infinite water source works. So that's very surprising. So I did this for the rest of my farm, and the farm turned out really great. In the farm, I decided to put some sugarcane along with some wheat so I can get food. Sugar canes were very vital because I really needed them to make paper, which I would intend to use for my enchanting table, along with all the bookshelves around the enchanting table, because you really need them. If you don't have them, you're actually weird. And after doing that, I went out to the jungle again and I got a lot more dark wood. After coming back with the dark wood, I continued to work on my staircase to heaven. And yes, I call it the staircase to heaven now. Don't ask me why. I also decided to use glass panes on the second floor as barriers/fences, but I think it would have looked better if I used quartz instead of jungle wood, but whatever. And now we were already on day 10. On day 10, the first thing I did was I went to the other side of our base and decided to put another farm there so I can get as much food as possible. But then I was an idiot and I forgot that 4 tiles are the max for the water to travel on farmland. So it took me some time to figure out how I should set up this farm, but in the end I did work it out. But then I realized there were creepers in my house, so I was like, should I kill them, should I not? But then I decided to take a water bucket, drown them while killing them. So even if they blow up in water so they don't do block damage. I also crafted a craft bow because I thought I really needed it for creepers, since, you know, if you just charge at them, they'll blow up and do block damage, which is very annoying. And for the rest of day 10, I just kept digging straight down. I don't remember why, but I found some bones, which were pretty interesting, but that's pretty much it. Now we were on day 11 to day 12. On day 11 to day 12, the only things that I really did was just look for a lava pool. In the end, I really did it. I found the lava pool, I placed water on top of it, and I got a lot of obsidian so I could come back and craft an enchanting table. So yes, I obviously came back with the obsidian, and then I crafted a book using the sugarcane and the cows that were near me. Then using the leftover diamonds from the chest that my partner collected, I was able to craft the enchanting table and place it on the corner of my base. Finally, I was able to enchant my armor and tools, which were very great because this is a new step to winning the war. For the rest of day 12, I decided to just look for bases around the world because that's how you really get good stuff. There are randomly generated chests around the map and you can actually get really good stuff from it. I don't know why I haven't tried to look for it until now, but yeah. Then I found a random hut with leather armor in it. It was enchanted with protection 1 and the leggings were enchanted with curse of binding. This wasn't really gonna help. There was also a very long ladder down. I thought there were very good loot down there. Turns out there's literally nothing down there except for just it's just a hole, man. So I kept exploring and I found a random island, so I just went up onto it because why not? I thought there would be another hut here. Turns out instead of a hut, there are one of those useless air balloons again. They look awesome, but there's literally nothing in them. The rest of the day, the only things I really did was I kept exploring, and then I found a great little egg looking thing. So I broke into it. Obviously there will be nothing inside of them. Why? I don't know. Why did they even put it on the map? I don't even know either. Now I was just looking for more islands to explore, but then I found a wrecked ship under the water, so I just went into it and found some good stuff. I found gold, I found iron, but that's pretty much it. Oh, also I got some TNT from the shipwreck, which was actually pretty nice because I needed TNT for the war, but 2 really wouldn't help. I needed like stacks of it. From days 13 to 16, all I did was basically hang out with a friend that joined, and that was pretty much all I did. I know that's not really efficient for the war, but I mean, it's only 3 days, who cares? But that doesn't mean I did not make any progress throughout those 3 days. I also made a cow farm, which is not bad. I actually tried my best to get a grass block into my farm so it can actually spread, but that was actually really hard, so I had to connect it to another part of the mountain using a bunch of dirt blocks, which is very complicated, but in the end it worked out. And I also finally discovered that the jungle temple wasn't full of crap. I went in, dug down, and turns out there were actually good loot down there, which is pretty surprising, but it wasn't as good as of a loot as I thought there would be. Like, there were only like iron, no diamonds, no emeralds or anything like that. All the way up to day 20, I did not make that much progress, but you know, I just did some like basic stuff, kind of like breeding cows, getting wood, getting ores, but I'm not gonna show all of it because, you know, there's no point in watching that, it's kind of boring. On day 21, I went lapis mining. After I came back with all the lapis that I got, I was able to enchant my diamond armor and my tools. All of my diamond armor was actually able to be enchanted into protection 1, which is very great. Except for that part, everything else, like my tools, were not enchanted great. Like, some of them even got smite. Who uses smite? I had a problem. I needed a lot of slime blocks. I wanted to make a lot of flying machines in the war to just drop a lot of TNT on the enemy base. But that wouldn't be possible because there are no naturally spawning slimes. So I decided to make a slime farm with slime spawners. Yes, I know that's kind of cheating, but like, there's literally no other way to get slime. So at least I tried my best to not make it cheating, so I looked for a slime chunk and I built my slime farm there. I will speed through the entire process of me making the slime farm because I don't think it's fun to watch the entire thing, but it's still satisfying, you know. I put a rope onto an iron golem and then strangled it on top of the farm because yes, that is fun. Animal torture is literally the point of playing Minecraft at this point. After that, I just went down and placed 4 spawners because that's basically how much a normal farm would generate. And yes, I am burning the slime with campfires because I really don't know, why not? They would lead into a chest and I could just watch them die from a room, which is kind of dark, but you know, that's basically the point of Minecraft farms at this point. This farm would generate around half an entire large chest of slime balls in an hour, which is actually like a lot. So I just waited there for around like 3 hours and then I got enough slime blocks to finally start on my flying machines. After experimenting with the actual flying machine in creative mode, I was actually able to build it in survival mode right next to the wall. Basically, how this flying machine works is basically dupes a lot of TNT while letting it fall down and blowing up, while just flying over your target. I built around 20 of these after trying it out in creative mode because it works really well. Even one of them will do a lot of damage, but just think how much 20 will do. And after I finished building all the 20 flying machines, I made a road on it so I can just go around spamming it. I just need to spam like blocks on top of the observer so it would actually activate. On day 41, I decided to finally look for some netherite in the nether. I haven't even entered the nether currently, so this will be pretty exciting. Using the access obsidian I got from the chests and a flint and steel, I was able to create the nether portal. After entering the nether, I was rewarded with an epic achievement message of we need to go deeper. And then I proceeded to build, you know, those like netherite bombers type of things. I did not film it because I did not really think that was necessary, but in the end I was able to make it. As you can see, it launches a lot of TNT at the same time. By a lot I mean 2. But it kept going into lava, so that was a big problem that I had to fix. But except for that part, it was actually pretty nice because it was basically a remote flying machine that shoots TNT. Instead of using beds, this is a lot more efficient. I had to find 6 ancient debris to actually put on the machine before I even started making it, so that took me like 2 days to do, which I know sounds like a lot. It was a lot. It's very painful to do that. While trying to leave this area because I had enough ancient debris, a bunch of pigmen just came up at me and tried to kill me. It's very annoying. One of those big ones. I don't know what they're called. I'm an idiot, but they are very annoying and I almost died, so I had to use an enchanted golden apple. That is not pleasant at all. After doing this for around like 9 Minecraft days, I was finally able to grab like half a stack of ancient debris. It's not bad, but it's not good either. So I decided that that was enough grinding for the day, and I just went back to my actual base. After going there, I realized the big problem. I did not even have any coal or had enough gold. So I just went down into the caves again and started looking for them. But then right when I was in the cave, a lot of zombies and skeletons and a creeper were trying to kill me. I hate when this happens. There are so much hostile mobs that naturally spawns, but no actual good mobs that are actually useful to play the game. While fighting these mobs, I thought of the next plan that I could do. Maybe I could kill a wither and get a beacon. Maybe I could build a giant temple. But I just decided to just focus on the netherite for now. After getting enough coal and gold, I was able to come back to my base and finally start working on stuff. I got a smithing table and I got some gold and I made them into netherite ingots. And then finally I was able to forge them together to turn them into netherite items. I re-enchanted some items. I even got looting 1 on my sword, which is actually not what I wanted. Maybe a duplicate sword for looting, but not my main sword. So then sadly I had to get rid of the enchant and get a sharpness 2 instead. That might have actually been a better investment. And then now I was fully loaded out with netherite gear and pretty much no one could threaten me on the server, probably until the war. I'm probably gonna get killed in like 2 seconds in the war anyways, but I have a bunch of flying machines, so that makes me confident. Now, standing where I'm at right now, I just realized the big problem. This is a multiplayer server, but none of my teammates are actually joining and making progress. I mean, some of them do, but I think I'm gonna need some more stuff than this. So I decided to make another layer of bombers. This obviously took a lot of slime blocks, which means I had to AFK in the slime farm for a long time. Around 10 days, and I'm not kidding. I literally farmed the slime farms for 10 days. So I just have to skip to day 77 now. Why? I don't know. Obviously building the flying machines were really hard because obviously if you fall down you die, and it's very hard to build the thing without falling down. You have to have support under, so I actually had to make an entire platform out of wood and then remove the entire thing after I was done. Basically how the flying machines would work is if you place a block on top of the observer that's facing you, then it will suddenly go backwards towards you and then the other way. I don't know why it has to go towards you first, but it does. And after that it just spams TNT onto the ground while just flying over whatever you decided it to fly over. And currently, since the first row has 20, we currently have 40 flying machine bombers. I'm pretty sure 40 is going to be enough to win the war. If blue is still confident that they're going to win, I probably have to make TNT cannons. And I probably will in the 200 days, but not in the 100 days video. I don't think we have that much time. After collecting all the slime that I needed to get for another layer of fly bombers or whatever I'm going to call it, while I was coming back, I got like 900 ping and I kept teleporting back. It was very annoying and none of the mobs were even reacting to me being there. I hate when this happens, but you know, it happens sometimes. I even restarted the server to fix it. It didn't fix it. From day 78 to 85, all I did was work on my iron farm. As you guys can see in the background, this is the fast forward footage of the actual building process. It took me a long time to get the villagers from the actual village to here. It took me around an hour, which is actually a lot of days. Like 3, so yeah, that's why it takes so long to make it. I also dug out pretty much the entire mountain so the iron golems wouldn't spawn outside of the farm. This was a very long process because I did not really know how to make an iron farm. I did not really memorize it. I built it before, but I don't know really how to make it, so I had to watch a tutorial while making it, which actually took a lot of days. Yeah, tutorials are very hard to follow because they are very fast. I was in desperate need of an iron farm because I was gonna fight the wither soon, and if I beat the wither I'll get the nether star. Using the nether star I really wanted to make a beacon, but the fastest way to get any ore was I guess iron, so yeah. All I did on day 86 was clean up all the mess that I made during the process of making the iron farm. Because after making it, I realized that the base looked very horrible because of all the random stuff that were put everywhere. So I went to just dig out everything, clean up all the rails, and just did random stuff for the rest of day 86. Day 87 to 95 was a very long process of me just looking for wither skulls in the fortress, but first I had to find the fortress, so that's what I first did. I went into the nether and it was very hard to get down from there because weirdly all the lava was drained. It definitely wasn't me. And since all the lava was drained from the lava ocean and whatever it's called in the nether, I was able to find all sorts of good stuff, kind of like ancient debris just randomly on the ground. I also found the bastion, but this one was just crowded with all sorts of bad mobs, so I just ran away because I don't want to die yet. I actually had a plan, so I just went to focus on the plan and actually look for a fortress instead of trying to loot this bastion. After the long search for the nether fortress, I finally found it. Wither skeletons are the only mobs in the game that can actually drop a wither skull, and it's very rare, so I actually had to keep on just running around the entire fortress until one of them would spawn so I can kill it to actually have a chance of getting the skull. This was a pain, like this was just not pleasant. It took me so long and I almost died nearly twice. I even had to use my enchanted golden apple. That is just not pleasant. After getting the third one, I was so happy, so I just went back quickly. But then I realized I can just do /spawn and get back instead of actually risking my life to fight all the piglins and stuff like that. After coming back, the only thing in my mind was getting ready to fight the wither. So I got 20 golden apples, 1 enchanted golden apple, and started digging down into nowhere. After I thought I was deep enough, I was able to dig one way, but then there was a random cave with an enderman inside of it, so I went the other way. There was another cave, so I just quit. So I just went back a little bit, made a little room there, and then summoned the wither there. I thought the battle with the wither would last a little longer and be a little more intense, but turns out I only used 1 golden apple while fighting him, so that wasn't as hard as I thought it would be. And after finally getting the nether star, pretty much everything I've ever wanted to do is now done. It's right there. I'm looking at it right now. I took it up to my base, and turns out I don't have any glass. So I stole my friend's sand, smelted it, turned it into glass, and finally, using the obsidian I had, with the nether star, I was able to create the beacon. Oh, also I just stole all of my iron from the iron farm. I mean, it's my own iron, so who cares? And now, finally, on day 100, I was done with everything I wanted to ever do. If this video hits 200 likes, I'll be making 200 days on this server. So basically part 2, including the war. 100% the war will be included in the video. So yeah, just click the like button. I don't want you guys to subscribe. I mean, if you want to, sure. But like the video, get it up to 200, and I'll be happy. Thank you.